Okay, who among you out there stayed out a little too late? Maybe you were partying just a bit, got into wee hours of the morning, and now suddenly had to get up early and go, Jesus, I got to bet some college bowl games today. Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Wednesday video report. Happy New Year to you all out there. May it be a happy, safe, prosperous, and need I say, profitable one for you as well. Let's talk about what's going on here. And I've got a couple of free picks, by the way, coming up in just a moment. I'm going to break down the Wisconsin-South Carolina Capital Bowl, one game. That's going to be a side selection, and then a total play for the Rose Bowl for your Stanford-Michigan State contest. Listen, going to start off talking about Shawn Michaels. Did he lose the other day? Yes. Has he lost much? Not really. I mean, he closed out the final 7 months of 2013 by going 75, 36, and 2 with his 113 plays, making a $10 better, $25,490. And remember, guys, that is net profit. That's wins minus losses minus the vig. Today, going for winning day number 76 out of 112, 100 dime bowl mismatch of the year, the Wisconsin-South Carolina side. He is 12-3 with 100 dime college football side selections this season. Most recent winners, Louisville over Miami of Florida on Saturday, Washington over BYU on Friday. This play matches those in intensity. 44-20 run with NFL 15-dimers over the past 4+ seasons, including the Colts by 20, laying 11.5 at home against Jacksonville Sunday, and this play matches that one as well. And 36-17 with 50-dime plays over the past 7 months. And guess what, guys? This play is double the strength today. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about, well, before I even go any further, guys, let me jump over to Craig Davis, because I got to give him his props. Yesterday had, up to that point, his biggest play of the College Bowl season, and it was an easy 60-dime winner on UCLA and a rout of Virginia Tech, meaning $10 bettors have now won $5,700 following his betting advice over the past month. Today, he's going for winning day number 23 out of 32, including 10 out of 13, with a play that's even bigger, but you got to get it early. Kicks off at 12:30 Eastern Time, the Heart of Dallas Bowl at the Cotton Bowl, UNLV and North Texas. I'm sure there'll be 17 people in attendance in that game. No, just kidding. There'll be 170, and they'll all be North Texas fans probably. Anyway, that's what Craig Davis has going today. Listen, guys, you can save $24 off a single purchase today simply by using coupon code 24OFF. 24 OFF. No space between 24 and the word off. 24 off will save you $24 off a single purchase today. Now, let me talk about quickly Scott Delaney. What a role he has been on with total selections. Not only is he going for winning day number 35 out of 55 overall today, not only has he made $10 bettors, over $7,200 the past 7.5 weeks, but today, 60-dime bowl winner number 5 in a row. His bowl total of the year, part number 3, Iowa and LSU. That's a 1 o'clock Eastern Time kickoff. And guys, you can save $75 on the purchase of this play by using coupon code SCOTT75. Remember, you got a 60-dime bowl winner part number 2 on Miss State and Rice over yesterday for just $14.95. You got his bowl total of the year part number 1, another 60-dime winner, Texas and Oregon under on Monday. That was only $14.95. And, of course, that was on the heels of hitting his NFL total of the year with Seattle and St. Louis staying under on Sunday. Again, $10 bettors up over $7,200 in the past 7.5 weeks following Scott's betting advice. Finally, the $5 play of the day. It's going to be Matt Rivers, bowl line error lock of the year, Baylor UCF over under play. 400,000 star winner number 25 out of 42 for Matt, which matches his second biggest college football play of the season. You get it for $5. Save it $70 off the regular price simply by using coupon code MATT5. MATT5. Here's something interesting I want to pass on to you after talking to Matt Rivers earlier this morning. Do you know yesterday, prior to all 4 bowl games going over the total, and I had to write this down, 12 consecutive bowl games had stayed under. 14 of 15 had stayed under. 16 of 19 played so far in the postseason had stayed under. And then yesterday it was like a bowl scoring orgy. Everybody going over the total. So it'll be interesting to see which way these games play out today. I'll get to my free picks in a moment. Now, as far as me yesterday, I was going for a 6th straight football winner, a 5th straight 15-dime best bet winner, a 4th or 5th? A 4th straight I got to think back here myself. You're a fifth straight bowl winner as well. And I was on the wrong side of Texas A&M last night. That's for damn sure. But was that not an entertaining game, though? Listen, you're not always going to make money. But at least, if I'm not going to make money, at least let me enjoy the damn game, okay? I mean, Jesus, what an exciting game, and what a performance by Johnny Manziel, and probably his last college football performance. But listen, guys, you know me. I never let yesterday affect today. I don't celebrate the wins. I don't lament the losses, because I think people that do in this business, as a gambler, as a handicapper, you sometimes miss the next money-making opportunity that's sitting right there in front of your face, and that's what I found tonight. Football winner number 6 out of 7. It's another 15-dime play. Remember, 99% of my plays were rated between 5 and 15 dimes. So this is pretty much, as big as it gets for me. And it's on the Bel Air Central Florida contest tonight. And that's what I'm doing here. Now, let's get to your free selections. First game, and we'll do this in reverse chronological order. I'm going to take a look at your contest between Stanford and Michigan State in the Rose Bowl. Let me just get you the latest price in this game. It is sitting, in terms of the total at least, it's sitting right around, guys, if I could find my damn screen here, I'd tell you what the damn price was on the thing. By the way, have you noticed all the changes we made on the odds and scores here on the site over the past few weeks? Not exactly perfect yet, but we're getting there. I'm going to be adding more stuff like weather, injuries, and stuff as soon as possible, probably here in the next couple of weeks as well. Anyway, in the Rose Bowl, your total is sitting at 42.5 points. And it's an interesting thing between these two teams because, obviously you've got two defensive stalwarts going here. Stanford gave up the fewest points in Pac-12 play this season. Second to USC in terms of yards allowed in the Pac-12 this season. Third in the nation in rushing defense. Of course, Michigan State, number 1 in the nation in total defense and rushing defense. And yet, it's not like these teams can't put points on the board. The problem is that these teams only put points on the board against overmatched competition. And that's the bottom line when I look at this total. And I think that, you cannot expect anything more than maybe, a 20-17 game. Could it be 24-23 and make the game over? It could be. But I still think that if you're going to play the game, you got to play it under. Because, look, Michigan State put points on the board this year when they were playing, Western Michigan and South Florida and beating up Youngstown State. But otherwise, this team wasn't exactly an offensive juggernaut. Okay, yes, they put 34 points on the board in the Big Ten championship game against Ohio State, but who said Ohio State's defense was any good? They played a bunch of cupcakes this season. The Big Ten as a whole this season was a cupcake conference. Didn't really have any great teams coming out at no dominant teams. So you look at Michigan State and you go, well, geez, they really didn't put a lot of points on the board, but then again, they didn't have to because they have a strong ground game. They have a great defense. They also have an inexperienced quarterback who, really only became a starter after the third game of the season. In terms of Stanford, look, they are very happy running the ball with Tyler Gaffney, who ran for over 1,600 yards this season, averaged over 5.3 yards per carry. Do you think David Shaw is going to change up here just because this is the Rose Bowl? I don't think so. And plus, let's face it, you always have in games of this magnitude, the big BCS power games, you always have teams that come out a little slow, a little lethargic because of all the hype that leads up to the games. Yes, Stanford did manage to put some points on the board against Arizona State, 38 of them in the Pac-12 championship games a few weeks ago. And, of course, in the first matchup against Arizona State this season, they scored 42. But who said the Sun Devils can play any defense? You saw that the other night against Texas Tech, right? Sure. Stanford scored 55 points against Washington State. They scored 31 against Washington. They scored 63 against California. Who said any of these teams can play defense, okay? I think instead what you're going to see is more like when Stanford battled USC, and it was a 20-17 game. When Stanford took on UCLA, and it was a 24-10 game. I think you're going to see a low-scoring contest in this one. Now, after playing the under in that game, I'll tell you what, Wisconsin and South Carolina, I'm surprised that South Carolina's the 2-point underdog here. And, bet your bottom dollar that Steve Spurrier has been harping to his team for the past 3 weeks that you are getting no respect from the odds makers, that you're coming from the almighty, all-powerful SEC, and you're a 2-point underdog to this damn team out of Wisconsin in this one. Yeah. just doesn't seem right. And I'm sure that motivation tactic will certainly work as well. Listen, the Gamecocks closed with 5 straight wins, which started with that incredible comeback in the fourth quarter and an overtime win at Missouri, capped it with a nice 31-17 win over Clemson. Only losses this year to Georgia, understandable. Tennessee, what the hell happened there, Steve? Seriously. The Badgers, 25-point, we're laying 25 points at home to Penn State in the regular season finale. And the Lions beat them 31-24. That snapped a 6-game winning streak. Their other losses this year came at Arizona State 32-30. Also lost to Ohio State as well. And I think it's interesting that, in those what I call step-up games, Wisconsin allowed 32 points to Arizona State, 31 points to Ohio State. They gave up 31 points to Penn State. Hell, they gave up 32 points to Illinois earlier this season. So it's not like Wisconsin is a great defensive team. Now, Wisconsin's going to want to run the ball. We all know that. Melvin Gordon, 1,466 yards this season on the ground. About 8 yards per carry, I think that was. James White, the senior, going out over 1,300 yards rushing this year as well. But here's the thing. Wisconsin accumulated some of those gaudy rushing statistics where they were beating all the cupcakes on their schedule. I mean, that's the reality because, and matter of fact, I just want to check something here. Against 2 ranked opponents this year, they averaged just 167.5 yards rushing a game. Against everybody else on the season overall, 283 yards a game. So they're playing a pretty good South Carolina stop defense in terms of the run. So a Wisconsin team that only ran for 104 yards against Ohio State, only ran for 120 yards against Penn State, is now taking on a South Carolina team that was number 2 in the SEC in rushing defense, giving up 142.3 yards a game. That's good for number 34 in the overall national rankings out of 123 Division 1A teams. South Carolina's offense, I don't think it gets enough credit. You look at Connor Shaw and you go, this guy doesn't do anything particularly well in terms of standout performances, but he's consistent and he's a winner and he doesn't make many mistakes. I mean, Shaw this year threw for over 2,100 yards, 21 touchdown passes, 1 interception. And he also ran for 511 yards. And don't forget, South Carolina can run the ball as well with Mike Davis, who ran for over 1,100 yards this season, averaged 126 yards per game in the final 7 games. So I think that a Wisconsin team that has lost its last 3 bowl games, all in the Rose Bowl the past 3 years, to TCU, to Oregon, to Stanford, yes, they were all close games by a combined 15 points. I think that their play at quarterback with the inconsistent Joel Stave, who just so this season, 20 touchdown passes, 13 interceptions will do them in today. I think the South Carolina defense will rise to the occasion, and I think Spurrier and the Gamecocks win this game outright by a field goal, catching 1.5 to 2 points in the game. So that'll do it, guys. Best of luck to you all, and I will catch you again on Thursday when we continue the bowl feast, and we do this once more.